What is up, everybody? Welcome to our live tonight. Good to see everybody. We've already got about 20 people here, and we're just getting started. So it's good to see everybody. You guys know the routine that we've done before in the past. Let us know where you're watching from, what's your weather like, that kind of thing. Today, we're going to jump into content just a little quicker than normal because it's going to be really, really good, full of a lot of content that you're going to want to take notes on. But we'll give it about 2 minutes or so here just to get everybody here. And then Will is going to lead our conversation about the 6 R's that help us grow our business. So you're going to want to take notes, grab something to take notes with, your computer, your phone, a tablet and a chisel, whatever generation you're from, do that. It'll be good.
Engrave it on your Glowforge if you need to.
Yeah, that may take a while. Yes. We're going to do that. If you guys don't know, we had Amanda scheduled for tonight, but unfortunately she got a little under the weather. So we're going to reschedule her the next couple of days, hopefully. So prayers for her, good vibes, good wishes for her to get better because we love her and miss her already. But today's going to be great. Steve, we got a whole bunch of people here. We got Northwest Ohio. We got Minneapolis. What's up, Shannon Farnsworth? Good to see you. We'll get started about another minute or so here. Going to be really good. Will, how's it going, my friend?
Yeah, we're excited. Hopefully Amanda recovers quickly. We thought we'd still come on and give you guys some content. We haven't had one where we're able to just kind of share some of the things that we do and help build your business and help, get you in the right mindset as we start to ramp up for the holiday season. I'm hoping it starts to ramp up here pretty soon. So
yes, absolutely. All right, well, Will, why don't you just go ahead and introduce the topic and jump into it, and I'll jump in as needed.
Cool. Hope everyone's doing well. Thanks for joining us today. First day of August, which is pretty amazing. Can't believe it's already August.
Right.
But yeah, today we're going to talk a little bit about some techniques, some strategies that we can use to grow our business. You can use these in your business. You can use these in your life. But the 6 R's that I'm going to talk about, we're going to go through each one. We're going to get some feedback from Mark, get some of his experience from it as well. But I want you guys to feel free to ask questions. Mark is going to monitor the chat. He will also put up questions there. We'll try to get to all the questions, and that's why we're kind of rolling right into the content right now and getting this rolling. I didn't know, me and Mark didn't talk ahead, but I guess it was wear a hat day.
Yes. I
very, very rarely wear a hat, so I just thought, I'll put it on, and I just happened to see you wear.
Well, you made your hat, right?
Yes. Got my logo on there somewhere.
There it is. Nice.
So, testing these hats and the patches because I'm going to be carrying them in my store here in about a couple weeks. Very nice. Had to make sure they can withstand 5 children ripping at it all day.
Yeah, and head sweat. Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah, a little bit, 102 in the warehouse. It hits extreme weathers.
Right.
So, like I said, I hope everyone's doing well. Take some notes, ask questions, and hopefully you guys find some value in this. 32 people here right now, which is amazing. So, cool. So we're going to talk a little bit about the 6 R's to help grow your business. These are some things that I thought about. We talked with Mark about, and we thought we're going to share this with you. So I'm going to start with the first R, something that I think is most important to what we do in life and our business, which is routine. Right? So that's our first R, routine. You want to get yourself into a routine. You want to have set times for your business. You want to have set times for your family. You want to have set times for your margins, right? You want to find time, but getting into a routine, treating your business like a business. Yeah. You want to see results from your business. You want to, the only way you're going to see consistent results is to have a consistent routine. If I was to work really hard at my business for one day and the next day I didn't do anything, and then the next day I did a little, then I went and worked hard again the next day, I'm not going to see those same results that I'm hoping to get from if I don't have a routine. I put myself on a schedule here lately. It's a little tricky with family, but you find what works best for you and you try to stick to that routine, right? I get up at a certain time every day. First thing I do is other than my morning stuff. I pray, I read the Bible, then I get myself ready to go to work. I check my messages, I see what needs to get my day, and I map out my day, and I have a routine, and I know from a certain time during the day to a certain time I'm working, and I focus myself 100% on that. And I get used to getting repeatable results because I know that I'm going to be working on my business certain amount of time every day. So I know they say, like, you you are pretty much a result of your routine, right? Your results are a product of your routine. So what you schedule in a day and what you put your energy towards is what you're going to reap at the end. So I know me and Mark were talking even yesterday about, reaping what you sow, right? You put in your work and you have your routine, and you'll get the results that you're hoping for by that. So if your routine is sketchy and you don't dedicate yourself to doing the right things at the right time, you're not going to see the results that you're hoping for.
No.
So, like, Mark, what is your routine, your normal routine on a regular work day?
Well, that's funny you ask, because I was typing some thoughts here in the chat just so I don't lose them. And I was saying that there are good routines and bad routines, right? Like, just because you do it all the time doesn't make it good or bad necessarily. But you asked, so here I am, just the two of us, no one else listening. So it doesn't matter if I tell you what my routine is. I usually hit, 6 days of the week, I hit Chick-fil-A for breakfast on the way to the office. They're not open Sunday, so I'm for that, except on Sundays. Then it's, annoying. Just kidding. But I do similar things of you. I'll get up and spend some time in thought and prayer, and then hit the road. I'll get breakfast on the way to the office. And then the first thing I'll do when I get there is I'll be looking for people that I need to catch up with, messages, that kind of thing. And then usually I'll go through almost the first thing after I get there. I'll make a list of the things I got to get done today. And depending on what time I get there, I've got two people that work in my office with me. And so if I get there before then, I try to get there before them so that I can make my list before they get there, because they get there and they're ready to hit the ground running. And so sometimes I get a little off into the weeds if I don't get my day organized early on before everybody else gets there. So those are some of the things I do in the morning. But, Chick-fil-A in the morning helps me a lot.
Yeah, you can never go wrong with Chick-fil-A. I always seem to want it on Sunday.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Right.
Same thing while I'm trying to shop at Hobby Lobby. So
right.
It happens to be Sundays.
I do want to point out
your day works. I think that helps a lot when you said you write out what you need to accomplish in the day, set your priorities on what needs to be done that day. I remember reading something. It says either you run the day or the day runs you.
Right.
So, have a clear plan, put it on paper for you to see. It's almost like an accountability partner that will remind you every time you look at it, wait, you needed to get this and this and this done.
Yes.
And prioritize what really needs to be done. And, if make sure you get those things done, and some of the other things you can push to the next day, but, prioritize and get things on paper. I notice I tend to write a lot of things down. I'm always having a notebook. Yeah. It just makes it so much easier.
What are your thoughts on, this is just kind of off the cuff, but we both know that there are some bad routines you can get into. Either, I just want to hear your thoughts on that, but things that I know people and myself, sometimes I get into poor thought routines, like I'm thinking negative things or dwelling on things I shouldn't be, maybe letting something get under my skin regularly, that kind of thing. What are your thoughts on some negative routines that can happen?
I think a lot of it is, it's easy to gravitate towards those negative things, right? It's like we're like, oh, social media can be one of them. It can. There's a lot of good information on social media, but social media you're going to find what you want to find there. Yeah. So if you're looking for negative, you're going to find the negative. If you're there looking for information and you're looking to grow, you can find it. It's just a matter of what you look for.
Yeah.
But I catch myself doing that as well, right? Social media, I catch myself looking at what others are doing, not really worrying about what I'm doing.
Yeah.
That's something that takes up a lot of my time that I've gotten better at, but it can eat up a lot of time for people. And sometimes I'm working on something and I'm hyper focused and it's going well. And if you do it too long and you know yourself that, I have an attention span of 30 or 45 minutes on something, work, focus 30, 45 minutes and take a break,
Yeah.
right? You'll get more results in that 30 to 45 minutes than you will 2 hours with, 3/4 of the time you're just kind of like, not really
Yeah.
there.
Yep.
Um, so,
That's
you
really
know,
good.
you know, know yourself, map out your day. A couple people that I talk with, I had them break down what they did in a day for 2 weeks, and they broke down every 30 minutes that what they did, and they
Wow.
started to realize, well, I waste a lot of time
Yeah.
on this and this or this, and they started to consolidate. Then they're starting to get more done in less time,
Yeah.
and now they have more time to do things that they enjoy. They have more time to do things to increase their knowledge versus just being, I know we've said it many times, working on the business versus in the business.
Yes.
So, you know, I strongly suggest I did that, where I kind of mapped out everything I did for every day for a month. And I start to really look at it and say, wow, I don't spend enough time on this. I spend way too much time on this. And then you start to put yourself into a routine and you're like, okay, now I need to spend this much time here and spend this much time here. I need to cut this out. And it makes you a lot more productive.
Man, that you said earlier, just a few minutes ago, you said that when you get into a good routine, you can actually get more done. That's that's an easy concept to hear, but when you let it sink in, you go, oh my gosh, that's what I need, because I'm always looking for more time in the day, right? More hours. I found myself in the last couple of days. I had some friends say, hey, what can I do to help you? Because they could tell I've been a little bit harried, just kind of little bug-eyed, and they always say, what's going on? I said, man, I'm just so busy. And they said, what can I do to help? And I really didn't have anything I could say, but I realized uh, I'm a little bit squirrel chasing, and when I'm squirrel chasing, I'm working hard, but I'm not getting much done. And I'll add this: when I used to work at the church, one of the things we discovered was when we would plan further out than normal. Like if we had planned for Christmas, we'd start planning for Christmas in June or May. Uh, we could relax more, and we actually did a better job. And a lot of times people would say, "Oh, that's too far out." No, actually, it's not, because we can relax and then do a really good job because we're not in a hurry,
Yeah.
right? But I find myself a lot. I'm in a hurry a lot because I'm last minute things, and even that can be a routine. You can actually make a routine about being last minute all the time.
Yeah.
That's a terrible routine,
That's a
and
terrible. Oh yeah,
yeah,
we're all guilty of it, right? We get this false sense of, well, I work better under pressure with the time frame. Oh, if I wait till the end, okay, I'm going to get it done. And
yeah,
look, I was awesome. I worked hard for 12 straight hours and I got it done. But just imagine how much more you could have accomplished and how much you could
yes,
have looked back and made changes and made things better if you were ahead of the game.
that's
Um,
so good.
I
So
think a hard thing for a lot of us too in routine is it gets boring, right? Like
can yeah,
I don't want to wake up at the same time every day. I don't want my day to be so mapped out, right? Okay, from 4 to 5, I read the Bible, I pray. 5 to 6, I get coffee and I get to work. 6 to 7, I do this. I mean, even myself, sometimes I'm like, wow, when you do the same thing over and over, sometimes it gets really boring. Um, and I think that's a holdup for some people, right?
yeah,
It's the same thing every day. It's not exciting, but you'll start to see you stick with it, and everything becomes more efficient. Then you have more time to do those things that you really enjoy, and you're able to do those things fully there for it, right? So, you know, when you're on the beach, you're thinking of the office. When you're in the office, you're thinking of the beach. It shouldn't be like that,
yeah,
right? When you're in the office, think of the office. When you're on the beach, you should be able to enjoy the beach.
yeah,
And I think part of that is getting into a routine. If you look at the most successful people, they're like clockwork. You know where they're going to be, what they're doing at what time of the day,
yeah.
and then the rest of the time they can really play and have fun and enjoy it.
Yeah,
So I
I think
think
that's real good. So good. In fact, I see a couple of people commenting here. I want to just hear your thoughts on this too. I know we've got 5 other points, but hang out here for a minute. Is the idea that we work better under pressure? I I have said that about myself as well. So we're all in the same boat. But I start to wonder, is some of that I could do better just telling myself earlier that I'm under pressure to get it done in this time frame rather than this one, right? Because if it's, again, using my previous jobs, is if I'm preparing for Sunday and I'm waiting until Saturday night to do it, well, I'm under the gun now. But if I say, you know what, I'm going to prepare on Monday and Tuesday so that I can be with my family on Wednesday, I can relax and reflect on Thursday. So I could say the pressure is to get it done on Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah, shifting where the pressure is in your mind
Right.
can make a huge difference for you.
And the other thing real quick about creativity is when you're being creative about designing or speaking or whatever, if you give your mind a longer time to chew on it, it'll come up with better things as you go. But if you're at the last minute, you don't have a lot of time for creativity. You're just trying to get it done.
Yeah. Yeah. And like you said, we've all struggled with that. We still
everybody. I do.
I struggle with it every day. And it's easy to say, hey, this is how we do it. But I think that's why we're having these conversations so we can work with it together. Right. We're all holding each other accountable to these things. We're all growing together. Yeah. I'm far from perfect. Right. So I'm learning when I talk about this, it helps to reassure me. It kind of solidifies it in my mind. Like, yeah, I can do that. Right. Absolutely. I can help others do it. So I should be doing it and setting that example.
That's our first R. You want to go to what's the second R?
All right. Second R, repeat. So when I say repeat, it could be you want to be better at something. You repeat that as many times as possible. That's the only way. Nobody successful, nobody who's great at what they've done get where they are by only doing it occasionally. They don't get better at what they do by reading a book on it, right? One time. You're going to just keep repeating that. You want to go out and build your business and say, for me, like when I was building my business, I wanted to approach realtors and I was nervous. And I was afraid of rejection. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what I should be presenting. And I did it a couple times and I got rejected. If I would have just said, well, it just doesn't work, then, you've given up. You haven't given it time to see results that you want. So you repeat, you get better. I don't know, that whole saying of it takes 10,000 hours to master something.
Yeah.
I hear everyone say it. I don't know how much that's true. I never really counted the hours, but I think it's more of a general thing. Like you just have to keep doing these things. You want to get better at posting social media content. You can't post once a week. You want to get better at painting. You want to get better at designing. You want to get better at reaching out to customers. You want to get better at your show displays. You want to get better in time management. All of those things, you just have to continually force yourself to repeat it. But there's a difference, right? Because you can keep repeating the same wrong steps, just like you can be repeating the same, bad habits, and you're not getting anywhere. But you need to repeat. It's not practice makes perfect. It's right. It's a
perfect practice
makes perfect, right? I guess something like that.
That's right.
Yeah. So you want to do it. You want to analyze the results you got from it, see what worked, see what didn't work, and then apply those changes and repeat, and just keep rinse, repeat until you get proficient in something. We tend to give up too quickly. Hey, I started a Facebook group for my products and I look at their Facebook site and their work is amazing, right? I'm like, I wish I could create products like some of the people that I've helped. And then I look and I'm like, you share once a week, or there's no engagement within your group because you're just not doing it. Well, I posted on Etsy, or I posted on Marketplace, I posted in my group and I didn't get any sales. It doesn't work. I got to try something else. No, you can try other things, but you still need to keep building on that. I mean, like you said, I heard you say, right? People are like, well, you guys are doing so well. Look at your amazing designer. Look at your Etsy. Look at this. It took you years to become an overnight success.
Yes.
So
one of the quotes I love, I wish I could give it to the right person. I don't remember who said it, but the more you do what you know, the more you'll know what to do. And I love that because I have to ask myself, like, if I'm struggling, like, honestly, I think most of us are feeling the economy right now, right? In one way or another, sales are not what they used to be, whatever, that kind of thing. And I got to ask myself, hey, Mark, before you look for the next new idea, are you doing the thing you already know to do that? Are you repeating the things you already know? And a lot of times the answer is no, I'm not. And so that's where you go back to saying, repeat, repeat, repeat. Let's answer a little bit Christy's question here. I'll put it on the screen for you. Social media has become the bane of my existence. Christy, you are not alone, so don't feel weird about that at all. How do you do it if you aren't a super people-y person? What are your thoughts on that?
The great thing about social media is you can type, delete, edit, send. It's easier to be on social media than it is to be in person, right? In some ways, right? Because if you're shy and you're awkward in person, you're kind of in the spot,
Yeah.
right? I can type up my response or type up a post. I can take a million pictures of my product until I get the right picture. Yep. There's all those things we can do. And being, super people person, you don't really need to. I mean, I just got on social media in the last couple of years. That's it. And, it's just be genuine, be yourself, share what you do, love what you do. And I think people gravitate to some of that realness. You don't have a lot of this stuff on the internet is fake.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, I sold 1 million of this. Just be yourself, right? Share, give to people without expecting anything in return. And you'll see amazing results from that.
You will. And back to what you said earlier, it doesn't happen overnight. It does not. But I will tell you, one of the cool things, back to the routine for a minute, when it's on this, Christy, if you're not a people-y person, or even if you are, using some tools to help you get it done is a good idea. Like I sat down a couple of days ago because I knew I was just going to be overwhelmed on my schedule for several weeks here, moving up to and through our conferences coming up. And so I wrote and scheduled a bunch of posts for a month ahead of time, so that I don't have to do it manually all the time. And so I've got several things that I need to have posted on a daily basis, and I've already written them. So that might help you too if you're not really people-y. Maybe in the middle of the night when you're awake, when you should be asleep, maybe you can write out some posts that you need to and schedule them if that helps you, or use Hootsuite or any of these other apps that'll help you post in different places. So that might be something that'll work for you. Try that too.
I've been scheduling a lot of my posts.
Yeah.
Because I'll forget, I'll get busy, things come up. So now I'll like spend the day and I'll be like, okay, tomorrow this is what's going to be posted at this time, and I just have it scheduled to post. So
yeah, that's great. And then honestly, in the middle there, you can do live posts in the middle of your scheduled ones, but that's really good.
Yeah, good practice makes perfect.
Yep. But poor practice just makes poor. Just ingrains the bad habit, right?
Yeah, you just, you get used to it, and you think that then it gets you very frustrated, right? Because you think hey, I'm doing it every day, and I'm not seeing results. Yeah. And that can become frustrating. And sometimes it's nice to have other people around you, a support team that's able to tell you honestly, hey, maybe you want to try this. Be open to feedback. Be open to say, hey, I am not the most people person. I made this post. What do you guys think? Get some feedback, get better at what you do, talk to people who have done it.
Yep.
Utilize those resources. Because
one last thing I thought about on the routine and repeat both. We haven't talked about this. Do you ever play golf?
I don't know if it's playing golf. I hit a white ball around
left and right, but not straight. Yeah.
Mostly right.
Yeah. So, and I'm left-handed, so for me, it's mostly left. My slice is horrible. But I was just thinking about that in regards to practice. I played golf a lot when I was a number of years ago, but I practiced poorly. Like my form was terrible, and I kept doing the same poor form over and over and over. So I never got better. I just got frustrated. And I think that has an analogy here to what we're talking about is sometimes just because you're working hard doesn't mean you're working smart. And you can repeat the same poor swing over and over and over until eventually I didn't want to play golf anymore because Hey, hey, I was posting on my Facebook every day and I wasn't getting results. Well, you might be repeating a poor routine. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think, reach out to people, look at it. If you're posting, just say, I'm just using the social media aspect. If you're posting and you're not getting the engagement, maybe you need to change up what you're doing, right? And then find aspects of those posts when you do get good engagement. What did I do different here?
Yeah.
And then start combining those aspects into something that will get you all the likes or get you the engagement that you're hoping for.
Yeah.
I mean, I was listening to Mr. Beast on YouTube. I mean, I think he's like the biggest YouTuber ever, and he's been doing it for 12 years. But he was saying him and his team spent hours analyzing every aspect of YouTube. What thumbnails got the most likes? What color schemes? Um, pictures? What type of setups? Every aspect. And I mean, we have to do that to our business too if we want to become better, right? What
Yeah.
works? What pictures don't work? What type of posts work for you and your crowd? Because we all have different engagement levels with different members, right? Some want more fun, some want more technical, some want mindset, So maybe it's, trying different things and see what sticks and then applying those.
Well, and sometimes you've taught me this a lot too. Is sometimes you have to work the algorithm a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Like sometimes. Now, I got to be honest. I did this last week, and I truly did not do it for the algorithm. It didn't even occur to me. And then my friend Tyler at the office goes, "Dude, that was an algorithm booster." I had everybody post pictures of their furry family members, and so everybody's posting pictures of dogs and cats and whatever. And of course, that got a ton of interaction because people enjoy doing that. I did too. Uh, so occasionally things like that will help. Lynn asked a good question. I'll start the answer here. I'll let you weigh in also.
Yeah.
She said, "What are the best times of the day to post?" I typically post late afternoon around 6 to 8. Lynn, I will tell you that on my in my page, and I believe also in my group, you can verify this for me if you know the answer, Will. But I know on my Facebook page, I can look at statistics, and it'll tell me times of every single day when people are interacting the most, and in the group as well. So you might want to take advantage of those tools that are there, because I might be able to tell you when people are interacting with me, but it might not be the same for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what's another
Yeah.
thing you have to look at too is you could say, hey, look, Tuesdays I get all my engagement. Well, Tuesday was the only day you posted. So you're not going to get true results unless you're repeating it every day. Maybe you try at a certain time of day and you see what the results are. Then you move to a different day or a different time, and you start to see those results. I try to post, spread out through the day and see which ones really stick.
Yeah.
Because if you say, hey, yeah, I don't get any engagement on Fridays, well, you never post on Fridays. So the numbers can lie. So I say use that when it comes to the algorithm. There's a couple tricks that you can use. If you're going to get a post that's going to have engagement, like you said, posting about your dogs, or you ask a question and you want responses.
Yeah.
Every response is going to help boost you another minute for people to see, right? So you want to keep getting as many responses. One way if you want to get engagement, you have to be engaged. You can't post, ask a question, and just skedaddle.
No.
Answer back. Those people in your groups have taken the time out of their day to answer your question.
Right.
Show them the respect for their time by taking some of your time to respond to it.
Yeah.
And that will actually boost it even more because there's another comment. Sometimes if they ask a question back.
Yeah.
And then you can engage in dialogue, which will then help boost it a little bit more. So doing those things, if you're going to ask for participation, participate as well.
Yeah.
So
I think that's great. Yeah.
So those are some things we'll talk more about.
Maybe a little more than a thumbs up or a heart. Maybe go ahead and type something. Hey, I really appreciate that. Give them some verbal feedback as well.
Yeah. And one other thing that I saw when I was posting things for sale, say you have a group and you post a project and someone likes it or someone shows a heart on it, we just tend to ignore that. I used to go in and send a message to someone who would like or heart my post and say, I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to like my post. I appreciate that you love the work that I put out and you took the time. if you ever think of anything you might need from me, since you seem to like my work, I would love to work with you.
That's great.
Those little things like that make
Yeah.
a huge difference in those people wanting to engage with you.
That's great. And I'll give one more.
Yeah.
Be what you want someone to be for you. My pastor used to say this, be a serial liker. Like, I mean, there's a couple people in my group that I can tell you, oh my gosh, I love them so much, because if I wake up in the morning and there's like 47 likes all from the same person, just going ding, 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 ding. And you realize, hey, they appreciate what you're doing. And I will tell you that when it's reversed, when you do it for them, they tend to want to engage with you as well too. So just be kind of what you want other people to be. Go into other people's, whether it be groups or their pages or their profiles, and just like and comment the same way that you're looking for, and kind of be the person that you're looking for other people to
reciprocate that love, right? Reciprocate the time out of your day.
And you start.
Right? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Cool,
man. So what's number 3?
So number 3, the third R that I think is hard for a lot of us is remove. Right? Remove. When I say remove, I mean it's removing all the things that don't matter to what we're trying to accomplish in our business. If it's, remove the wasting of time, remove negative people around you who are telling you you can't do it. Remove that negative away from you. Surround yourself with people who are going to champion you. Surround yourself with people who want to see you succeed, who are willing to build you up, not just break you down. Because there's always, we're all small business owners. We all deal with the family members who are like, hey, why aren't you doing this? You really think you can make a living doing this? Why don't you? I've eliminated a lot of that. I mean, those are some tough decisions at times.
Yeah.
But I remove the negative people. I remove the negative environment. I remove things that are not productive in my day. I try my best to remove those things. If it's wasting time on social media, if it's
so good,
so you just want to put yourself in a mindset where everything around you is pushing you toward your goal.
Yeah.
And helping you along to that goal, not just trying to hold you back, because we're already fighting enough things as it is. Last thing we need to do is fight off all this negativity with us.
Yeah. Man, you can I wish I could think of the great way people say it, but basically say no so that you get to say yes, because so many times we say yes to things that we don't really want, and then we've run out of time and margin to say yes.
Yeah, I realize I make that mistake in my business. I get 150 messages a day. Hey, Will, you should carry this or carry this. And, I want to please everybody. And it's like, yeah, I'll try to carry that. And then I got overwhelmed. I'm like, I can't have 1,000 items.
Yeah.
And then I end up, I almost tend to want to put myself to say no more. And then maybe things change, but I'll be able to say yes to the things that I really want to do.
Yes. That's so good, because it's true about all of us. Our customers want something, somebody wants something from us that maybe we don't even really want, but we don't know how to say no to that. And I think people respect that too. I would say that those people who don't respect those boundaries, they need to go anyway, So that's really good.
I see. Matt, let's see if I don't even know if I can show these. Actually, look, I have some power.
Yes.
Yeah, when learning my guitar as a kid, my brother always laughed at me. Glad he did. That's how I make a living now.
That's so cool, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to say to eliminate your brother, but hey, you can eliminate the negative aspects of it.
Well, you removed the hearing of it.
Yes.
Yeah, not the person, right?
So I mean, you want to remove all those, not just the negative stuff, but remove the time killers, right? The things that are wasting your time. Remove
distractions.
I mean, if you're looking at your business, remove items that you don't like making. Remove items that you are not making you any money. Yeah. Remove items that just take too long to have no return on investment. I spent 3 days on a project and I made $15. Maybe you have to look at those things. Those are tough decisions because we love what we make. But if you're looking at as a business aspect, you have to be able to produce products that make money.
Right. Right. Well, and I know Shannon, we've talked a little bit about this. Shannon's talking about trying to figure out what to do next, basically, how to make money on this thing that she's doing. And I don't know the answer right away for you because obviously the answer is going to be different for different people. But what I would say is start asking yourself a couple of questions. What brings you joy? What do you really enjoy doing? If somehow you could do it for free, we're not saying you should, but if you could do it for free, what would you do? And that might help you kind of find that thing that brings you joy. And then the next thing is just really dial into getting better and better at that thing that brings you joy. Because I know for me, I love designing, and I hope that shows. But I keep working on it, trying to get better and better at it because that's what I want to do. And then consequently, I'm also trying to remove the things that I don't enjoy doing. And I'm finally at a place, barely, where I can start to delegate. It's taken me almost 15 years to get to where I have anybody to delegate to. But it's been nice to finally say the things that I know are important for my business, but I don't enjoy doing them. I'm starting to give those away. And I've done it for a long time, having to do it myself. And I know, Will, you're still there, but I'm hoping that that happens for you too. And Shannon and everybody else. But Shannon, don't be in a hurry. Figure out what you love to do. And hey, message me and let's brainstorm about it and see what happens. I really believe God's going to lead you on that. And I'll share my faith in that way, but I think He will. I know Koya said the same thing. I pray all the time for God to remove all the negative people out of my life. So now I have no friends, as my son would say. Well, you know what? That may be the second thing to pray for is, okay, bring me some positive, not just remove the negative, right? But that's okay. That's all right.
I mean, that's a great thing. I mean, I am overwhelmed and I'm shocked every day at the amount of positivity and the amount of camaraderie that I find just within the Facebook groups.
Yes.
Right. And there's negativity within those groups. I've blocked them. I, put that aside. I don't engage in it. I just scroll. I don't waste the time on that. But I mean, majority of it is amazing, right? You can learn so much. People are willing to share information. People are willing to mentor, to guide, to pick you up when needed. And these are complete strangers that most of us have never met.
Right.
So, I mean, I rely on the groups and the energy from the groups quite a bit.
And I will say that in general, I think you'll reap what you sow. I mean, it's not overnight, but if you're continually a positive person and people figure out that you just don't tolerate negativity, either you will leave the room or leave the conversation or you'll change the conversation. People figure that out pretty quick. And so just be that person who says, hey, I appreciate you sharing your negativity, I guess, but pause or pass. Not going to do that.
Yeah, they know how to, especially on the internet, it's easy to get sucked into that negativity.
Yeah, it is.
Right? We feel like we want to respond, and sometimes we want to say things. I mean, I want to as well sometimes. There's times where, there's things that come up, and I'm like, but you know what? I just scroll, go on to the next thing. I don't have enough time in the day to worry about that. There's so much more positivity that I can share and also absorb from others that just make it amazing.
Like this.
Yeah.
All right. So number 3 was remove. What's number 4?
Replace. So number 4.
This sounds related.
Yeah, very similar, but if you're looking at it on the business aspect, replace. There's certain things that you're not going to enjoy doing. There's certain things that you might not be good at what you do in your business. And I mean, it's not an option for everybody, but as you start to grow your business, you need to replace yourself at times.
Yeah.
You need to be able to say, hey, I don't enjoy that. I don't do it well. Someone else can do that for me. I was listening to a podcast on my way here to this, and they were saying they had this rule, 70 plus 70 equals 100. And I was like, what? They're like, we hire people and we expect them to be us. Yes. We expect them to be as passionate about what they do, to give as much as we would give to our business. That's unrealistic. This is our business. Nobody should outwork us in our own business. It's unrealistic goals. If you can get somebody who gives 70% of what you can do, and you had 2 of them to be the 100 of you, you're good. Yes. We have this, we get frustrated with our employees. Like, I could box that quicker than them. Yeah, I can. Or I can do that faster than them. But if we don't allow them to grow, or we don't they shouldn't be breaking their back for us, right?
Right.
They're paid a certain amount to do a certain job, and I mean, we're the ones who own the business. And I mean, I think that a lot of times when it comes to hiring and training and developing, we get too frustrated too easily when we bring on somebody expecting them to care as much as we do.
Right.
You
Man.
know? I hear Gary Vee always talks about that.
Yep.
Right? He says
does.
that, people think that their employees should be making their boss's job easier. It's the other way around. We should be making their job easier.
Yep.
So, and that is one that stuck to me. And I know you listen to him quite a bit too.
I do. He's getting better and better. I love it, man. That's so good.
I mean, you're walking the walk now, right? When you talk about replacing some of the things that were doing all by yourself.
Yeah.
Now you're learning to kind of let go of some of that and let other people run with it. And it's amazing what people do when you give them some of that responsibility too.
I wholeheartedly agree. And another way of looking at replace also is just replacing a thing with another thing, not necessarily giving it to people, but I'm going to stop doing this, like remove this and replace it with this. Because sometimes if you remove something from your schedule but don't put anything in it, something's just going to get sucked into there, because that's how schedules happen, right? And if you're not careful, that thing that you removed will just get replaced by another negative, different thing. So it's important to be intentional about that, replacing bad things with good things. Things that really are, I love using the word intentional, because so often our days are filled with things that we didn't on purpose choose. I mean, they got chosen for us, but we didn't choose it on purpose. And as I get older, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, Mark, this is your schedule. I am responsible for all of my schedule. I can't blame anybody else for that. And so I'm starting to have to say, hey, if that's in my schedule and I don't like it, remove it and replace it with something that does go toward my goals, and stop making excuses. Because most of my life, it's been, oh, it's my boss's fault. Oh, I've never blamed my wife for anything. Ever.
Look over that shoulder.
Yeah, right. She's a black belt in Taekwondo, by the way, so she kicked my head straight off my body. But you got to get over blaming other people and say, hey, this is my stuff, and I'm going to remove and replace. And so these are so good, man. I'm so glad you're doing this. If you guys have any questions or thoughts about replace, let us know. But otherwise, let us know what the next one is.
Yeah. So this is an important one. This is one that we all struggle with very mildly, is recharge.
Yeah.
Give yourself time to recharge. Give yourself time to find margins.
Yeah.
We get stuck in the rat race, right? And we're like, well, I just have to work more to accomplish more. And that's not always the case, right? We hit that wall, we burn out, we don't give ourselves a chance to just unwind a little. And I mean, I noticed, like, when I've gotten better at doing it, and I've been spending more time with my family, and we've done a couple of trips over the summer, and I'm trying to use that time to actually enjoy it. I've kind of tried to stay away from social media. I've tried to actually enjoy a vacation.
Yes.
And you come back and you just get more done, and you feel more accomplished, and you have fresher thoughts, you have new ideas, you have all these different things that I wouldn't have got if I was just grinding every day, right? I'm just head down, straightforward, and never looking up and doing anything new, anything innovative, anything fun. So,
I was going to see if I could show you an example here in front of me. I don't know if I'll get it fast enough, but if you ever tried to read a book, I do a lot of digital reading, on my iPad or on my Kindle. If you ever tried to read a book where there's not enough margin, where the words are too tight, there's not enough space, it's hard to read. And our eyes just do better when we've got some margins all the way around the words and enough line spacing between the lines. But I've messed with, as a nerd, I enjoy having the option to change things about how my screen shows. And so I started making things tighter and making things bigger and smaller. And I realized, oh my gosh, I need space in there to be able to read. And that really does apply to life, right? Is you've got to have margin. You've got to have time to recharge. And if you don't, it's just hard to read and hard to function.
Yeah, and that's why I choose to read only Curious George.
There's plenty of margin. Plenty of margin.
Plenty of margin in pictures. It's a lot more
I love
fun
it.
that way. So yeah, take that time, and I think that comes with all those other things playing into it, right? The routine, repeat, remove, replace.
Yeah.
It will give you time to actually recharge.
Right.
If we just skip to the recharge and not put together those other aspects of our business, we're going to be worrying about it, right?
Yes.
So if you're able to do all those other things and get everything in a row, where it's kind of in a rhythm and things are going well, you're able to say, hey, I can sit back and just kind of reflect on what's going on and know that it's going to continue to do well versus I'm here on vacation. Oh no, what's going to happen when I come back? Is everything okay? Let me check on this, or what's going on with this. Put together a solid foundation, put together the systems in place so that when you do go to recharge, you can actually recharge.
Man, in fact, you're making me think of a couple things is make recharging part of your routine. Because if you run until you're completely out of gas, then you almost have to recharge because you won't survive if you don't. And then typically you don't recharge fast enough and you end up back in the rat race and you're just kind of a mess. But if you just regularly recharge, it's the idea of Sabbath. It's the idea to regularly recharge, take a break. You will be better. You'll make better decisions. You'll think better. Creativity will be higher. But if you run until you can't run anymore and then take a break, and that's how you do your life, the recharge is not going to work the way it's supposed to.
No. Like you said, work that into your routine, work that into your life. Know that that's coming, right? Hey, this is my recharge day. Even if it's as simple as on a daily basis, I know I'm going to sleep at this time.
Yeah.
And I'm going to wake up at this time. I'm going to get this many hours of sleep.
Yep.
Because I'm going to feel better when I wake up, right? And I mean, those extra hours you might stay up, you think you're being productive, but you're going to start feeling it in the morning, and then you waste a couple hours in the morning because you're waking up later or you're not as energized. So it could be as simple as that recharge, sleeping. It could be as simple as, hey, I've been working for 3 hours straight. I'm going to sit back and take a break, and I'm going to just allow myself to recharge. It's part of the routine. Schedule breaks.
Yes.
So, there's a reason they say you should be taking a break every 90 minutes or so, right? Just allow yourself to breathe, allow yourself to catch up, to get yourself, assess what's happening, get yourself refocused, because you can look at a screen all day. After the first couple hours, you probably don't remember half the stuff you read. So Is it really that productive?
Yeah, man, that's so good.
Walk away. It's okay to take a little break.
Yep.
It's better for you. You think, well, I just wasted 30 minutes. Well, if you use the 30 minutes to actually recharge and get yourself refocused and just breathe, you're going to get more done in that time than if you were just sitting at the screen beating your head against a wall.
Man. And, if I could add a thought there too, it's not one of yours exactly, but the fourth one, replace. One of the things is replacing, I'm going to use contrasting words, replacing foolish people with wise people, because wise people will remind you to recharge. They will, like, I'm so blessed right now. I have Crystal in my office. She took this upon herself to remind me to drink my water. And she has decided to text me every day. Crystal, if you're watching, I love you for that. Thank you so much. She would text me randomly, drink water. No context at all, just drink water. And then she's also started paying attention to when Mark's really tired in the afternoon. And she goes, when was the last time you ate? You need to eat some food. And I'm telling you, being surrounded by wise people who care about you is huge, 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 huge. Because the inverse is also true. You can be surrounded by people that just want to suck the life out of you. And they're always take, and never give. So I think those are the people that you need to remove and replace, and they're going to help you recharge. So these all kind of tie together.
Well, it was great knowing all of you, since I'll be replaced, since I'm one of those.
Wall, man. No,
yeah, go find some wise people. Don't.
No.
I goof around too much. No. So recharge. Make sure to make that a priority of yours. You'll see better results from that.
And number six.
Remember. So remember that this is a process. Don't put so much pressure. And it takes time to build this.
Yes.
Some people, hey, I put together a routine. I'm trying to repeat what I do. I remove this person. I remove this item. I've replaced this. They've done all this, and I'm not getting results, or and then they forget that it's a process. Just remember that it's okay. We're not going to be perfect at everything we do from the beginning. We're not going to be perfect at doing a routine. We're going to think we get a routine, and tomorrow it's going to have to change, or something comes up. Life happens.
Yep.
I mean, I'm evident of that. Things change, seems like daily for me when I think I'm in a rhythm. But remember, it's if you're working toward those things, right? If you're putting the effort into doing those other 5 R's, you'll see those results. But it takes time, right? It takes time, So not to put so much added pressure. Remember that it's a process. We all should be in this for the long game,
Yes.
right? So if you keep remembering and you remind yourself that, okay, maybe not today, but I'm going to keep working on it. I'm going to keep working on it. You'll reap those rewards down the line.
Yes.
Right. Like you said, it took me years to become an overnight success. And we've always talked about that. People, remind me, they're like, hey, you've been in business for 14 months and it's just ridiculous, the type of growth. I'm like, no. I haven't been in business for 14 months. I've been building toward this for years.
Yes.
And I've failed. I've fallen. I've been helped up. I've gotten up on my own. I've put together routines and realized that's a bad routine. I've repeated bad habits, good habits, and all of those things have helped me get to where I am now.
Yeah.
So same thing for you. Don't expect results tomorrow. It's like going to the gym. Like I went to the gym for 8 hours today. I looked in the mirror. I looked the same.
Yeah.
Right. It's not. It's a long game. You know exactly. We've been doing this for a while to get to where we are, and it takes time. And remember to be okay with failing. Remember to be allowed to make mistakes. Allow yourself to do those things, and just keep building towards those other ones.
That's so good. That's so good, because we so quickly thinking about remembering. We so quickly. Someone said earlier, go to negatives, and we also have to remember positives on purpose. In fact, there are days when you have to use the old school words. You have to put yourself in remembrance of good things. Hey, remind myself the good things I have in my life. Remind myself when I had success. Remind myself those things, because sometimes they're not very far away. They're 5 minutes away. You just got to change your brain, start thinking differently again. But remind yourself of the routines. Remind yourself of these. That's so important. It's a great reminder.
Yeah, there's another R. Remind yourself, right? Remind yourself of the positive. It's easy to say, hey, this is negative. This is negative. All these things, all these reasons of why it can't be done, versus all the things I can do to make sure it gets done.
Yeah. What is that quote? Don't interrupt the person that's doing it by telling them it's not possible. That idea.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, why don't you tell somebody else I'm busy getting it done? So
yeah, I'm here hustling and working. So
that's right. That's right.
I treat each day as an individual day. You have long-term goals and you want to make sure that your day is getting you toward those goals. But, map your day. Remember that today, regardless of what happened yesterday or what's going to happen tomorrow, today is what I can control right now. And this is what I'm going to control.
Yes. Yep.
And I'm going to try my best to make today better than yesterday.
Yes.
If you do that, in 6 months, you're going to see amazing results.
Yeah.
Right. It's amazing when you put your mind to, and you have the mindset of, I'm just going to work on being better.
Yeah.
Right. I'm going to surround myself with better people. I'm going to learn from everything, learn from the people who have done it, improve on what everyone's done, and just work hard. I mean, it's amazing what can be accomplished.
And ultimately, greatness is just a routine, man.
Yeah.
It's just a routine of doing great things over and over and over. Whether it's being a good spouse, whether it's whatever it is. I heard someone say this one time too, is just when I'm trying to figure out how to be great at something. Well, if I was somebody that was great in my shoes, what decisions would that person make right now? What would that person be doing? Well, it doesn't matter what I did 5 minutes ago. Starting now going forward, what decisions would a wise person make if they were in my shoes? A great person. And for me, sometimes it's, hey, you know what? I'm going to turn off the computer and go home if I'm at my office and spend time with my wife because that's important, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes I got to remember, hey, these are more important than anything else. That's what I'm doing. Or sometimes, like you said, rest, relaxation, or recharging is most important. So I'm going to do that. And just think about what does a wise person do and do that. Do your next right thing. It's another popular phrase. That's really good, Lori. I love that.
I hear Lori saying she can't hear you.
Oh, well, that's probably a blessing. I don't know, Lori. I will keep talking, but I know Will can hear me, right?
I hear you.
If you guys can hear me in the chat, would you give me a yes or a thumbs up? Let me know if you can hear me. And I guess if you can't hear me, you're not going to say anything.
Yeah, if you can't hear Mark,
don't say anything.
Let's say something in the comments because you probably can still hear me.
Right. This is great. All right. Well, while we're doing this, we're right about an hour in. Can you just really briefly just remind us of the 6 again, and I'll put them on the screen. But in case somebody came in late, what's the first one?
Routine.
Yep.
Keep a routine. Get on schedule. Get yourself into a rhythm. Get your body used to doing a certain thing at a certain time and building your business forward. 2, repeat. Repeat what you do. Keep doing it. Get better. Learn from it. You're going to get better as you do it more. Anything you
do. Good routines, not your bad ones.
Good routines.
Yeah.
Remove is number 3. So remove the negativity. Remove time killers, things that are not productive, anything that goes against what you hope to accomplish in life, in business.
Negative people. Yep.
Yeah, remove it. 4, replace those negative things with something positive.
Yeah.
Replace, all those things that you need to remove, put something else in there, replace some of the tasks that you need to do to others if need be, if your business gets to that point. You can't do it all. I know it's hard. 5, recharge. Take time to recharge. Relax, enjoy, work on your business, not in it. Allow yourself to step away from your business. Enjoy, find your margins. So, and 6, remember.
Yep.
Just remember, right? We're all in this together.
Yep.
Rely on those people.
Where you came from, where you're going. Yes.
Yeah, and help others, right? Remember when you get to a certain level in your business, remember where you were. Remember that if you see someone in the group ask a question that might seem silly to some, remember we were all there.
Yes.
Right? That's why I don't have a problem answering the same question 100 times because I was that person asking that question, and I was very thankful for the Marks and some of the other veterans within the groups who took the time to answer that. So now I make sure to make time to help those people. So
have you heard the phrase, the curse of knowledge?
Yeah.
Yeah, the curse of knowledge is once you know something, it's nearly impossible to remember what it was like to not have known. And that, we need to resist the curse of knowledge as much as possible because when we learn something about our laser or about our business or about family or whatever it is we're talking about, it's so easy to all of a sudden become arrogant and say, oh, you should already know that when you didn't know it before.
Yeah.
So
we were all there.
Yeah.
We were all the newbie. We were all the ones who were, making, simple mistakes. Yeah. And, I talk to people and I'm like, help people. You want to build within the community? Answer. They're like, well, I'm new. No, because there's always someone newer than you.
Yes.
Yep. Right. There's something that that you can share. I mean, there's another tip when you're looking at your groups and you want to grow your business and you're trying to. I mean, one thing that I do, you want another R? Record everything you do now.
Oh,
you good. Paint something, record it. You you might not ever need to make content, but if you ever wanted to, you want to have that in your bag. Yes. I wish I recorded half this, all the stuff I did for the first 2 years when I didn't record anything. I could have everything that I learned, all the mistakes I went through, all that could be so valuable to share with others now. Yeah. You want to reach more, teach more.
Oh,
I always go to that, right? Share your knowledge. People are going to gravitate to it. Give without any expectation in return, and people are going to support you. If you have a group or a page and you sell product, share your process. Share what you do. Let people see what you do. It doesn't have to just be you posting things for sale. It's not just an ad.
Yes.
We become numb to that. So share your knowledge, and people are going to gravitate that, and they're going to be like, whoa, that actually takes more work than I thought.
Yeah.
Or they're going to start to appreciate what you do, and that will gain engagement. And I mean, you'll see the results.
Man,
You know,
we've talked about this before, but community over competition. Because I understand, man, we both deeply, painfully understand competition. We get it. But there are times when we both share things that we could arguably not share because they're not trade secrets, but we're giving away the secret recipe for things. But we've both decided a long time ago that's just who we want to be. We want to help people succeed. And I will promise you, there are more customers out there than a million of us could ever serve.
yeah.
More.
I know we had that discussion in my group too. We were talking about sharing our process and sharing our knowledge, and people wanting to imitate or do the things that we do.
Yeah.
And I said, anyone can sell what I sell.
Yeah.
Nobody can do what I do.
Right.
Nobody can be who I am.
Right.
So be you, right? Sell you. Most of the time people are buying or supporting you, not just your product.
Right.
Right. Our customers buy from people they trust, people they know. And the only way we build that trust, the only way we get them is by sharing, by giving. We don't build trust by selling them more.
No.
Right.
No.
We build trust by supporting when needed, offering free things if they need it, things to help to actually really show interest in seeing their business grow.
Yes. And
right?
you do it, you kind of said it your own way, is you do it your own way. No one else can be Will. And I'll go ahead and talk about Robin Parker Marsh. I talked to her the other day. Talk about somebody who's great at what she does. She is good at what she does. And Robin, I'm sure you're probably not listening, but if you are, I get freaking jealous about how good you are at what you do. You're a great designer. And she and I talked the other day, and I hope she'll be okay with me saying this. But she said she wished that she had the charisma I do. I'm like, I don't have that. But I think what she means is I don't mind talking on video or in public. But what I guess I want to say to her is you are doing a great job leaning into your strengths, and you are really, really good at it. And you found a niche of your own that is just beautiful. And when people see any of you, not just Robin, when they see people in their natural element doing what they do best, it's just a really cool thing to watch, right? And it's just enjoyable to watch. And so that's what I encourage everybody to do: is find your niche, find your the way that you do things, your tribe, your people, and you're going to love it. Because sometimes we have to wake up and realize I'm doing someone else's thing, I'm not doing my thing. And sometimes that's the remove and replace, right? Remove one thing and replace it with something else.
I was listening to this one podcast I'll get on real quick, but it was, turn strangers into friends, turn friends into customers, turn customers into fans.
Yeah.
And, once they're your fan and they support you, they'll go to the ends of the earth for you.
Yep.
So
that's awesome.
Lori said there's her motto, there's no I in teamwork. I remember when I was younger, I was very competitive. I'm still competitive. And they always said, there's no I in team. I'm like, but there's a me.
Right. That's great. Man, this has been so good.
I think it was a great session. I love sharing this stuff with you guys. We love getting the feedback, the questions that you guys asked. I think this is something that, it's valuable for all of us. Sometimes we need to hear it. We see it sometimes in the groups, but to actually sit here and hear it, or even for us to talk about it, it gets us refocused as well. So thank you everybody for joining us. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask. If we don't get to them right now, we're probably going to sign out here pretty shortly, but we will go back through the chat. You guys all know how to reach us too.
Yep.
I'm sure most of you have messaged us. And if not, they're all at Big Blue Laser Designs. So you can send him all the complaints and all the praise. Just send it over to me. It's fine.
Yeah, that's exactly what not to do. That's right. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We really appreciate it. Say bye, Will. Bye, Will.
Bye.
Guys,
Bye.
thank you so much. Have a great night. We will see you in all the groups, and hopefully we'll see a bunch of you at the conference. Oh,
Yeah,
also,
we'll
watch
get
out.
Amanda posted as soon
Right,
as she's
Amanda.
feeling better.
We're going to both talk over each other. It's great.
Perfect.
All right, guys. Have a great night. We'll see you later.
Peace.